All right, so if you've followed my channel for any length of time and you've watched any of my sling videos, you'll notice that a lot of times I talk about and refer to the Coat of Bell cross pod. And this is probably my go-to. It's the most universal or most versatile sling that I have. I just love the fact that I can carry anything in it, and really its key feature is the expandability with this fold of the fabric in the front. So definitely a cool item that I really just tend to use more than my other slings, just because of the versatility. I can expand it, I can put drones and other things in here for on the go. So I really can't say anything bad about, and this is the first generation. They've already come out with a generation 2 of the crosspod. So that's Coat of Bell crosspod. So when they came out, and they had a previous bigger sling, it was pretty much a souped up version of the crosspod with a backpack harness. Didn't ever get that, but then they came out with this cross type, X type, cross type is how they say it, where it's a backpack version. Now it's tons different, some crossover in style, I would say, for this one, but when it came out, I had to get it. So this video, we're gonna talk about the outside inside features and the utility and what I would use this thing for, because it is a little bit awkward, but it is a keeper, and definitely gonna use this for future travel and EDC. So let's get to it. Coat of Bell cross type. All right, yeah, so here it is. This is the cross type, and it is from Coat of Bell. I pre-ordered it, and it came out several months later. So if you order it now, the link in the description, I think they say June availability for them to ship. So you'll definitely want to check it out. Now, there's some awesome colors that are different than this one. This is all black because I didn't know how I would use it. And now that I have it, I plan to use it for travel, for work, as an accessory bag for all of my tech. Now, there's a different colors there. There's an arid, just a couple of different colors. I'll put pictures of it, of the different ones here that are just a little more standout, and just different contrasting colors in this fold. So really awesome. Now, this is a 17 to 20 liter pack, pretty skinny. Of course, this front part expands, but it's on the smallish side, 17 to 20 liters, not a lot of capacity for stuff. And really the additional space is all in this front area. We'll jam it full here in a little bit. But this is a lot like, I would say, most camera bags that really do a clamshell in the back, because it is full clamshell. This back part opens up, and that's really where all the tech would live. And then on front of this is just a bunch of pockets for various things. So it's got a really unique shape, right? This fold kind of comes up to a kind of a point. You know, when you see all the photos, it comes up to a nice little point there. And but that's just the fold of this material. Then this is made out of EcoPack. It's a recycled version of X-Pack, and then the inside is a recycled material. It's an orange camo, which is very awesome. More about that when we get to that. Externally, lots and lots of pockets. There's one in the very front here. There's a dual use pocket here because you can access it from both the inside and the outside. We'll definitely dive into that one. A kind of a little awkward pocket here. It's a little small for a GoPro, or in this case a DJI Action 3, but you can get it in there. It's just not as easy, but you can maybe put your AirPods in here. It's not deep enough for sunglasses. But again, 1, 2, 3, and this pocket is really cool. We'll just dive into that. What do I have in here? That's where I got the AirPods, and I think I had some sunglasses in here. Sunglasses, and it's got a magnetic on a fidlock push button for your keys. I don't have keys, but again, you can see the orange material in the front, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, so that's what's in the front. Deep enough because it goes all the way down to here. So you can put your phone in there. For me, it would be sunglasses right in the front, and some AirPods, which could go either on this little elastic pocket or in here. Either way, Hypalon tabs everywhere to pull it any which way you want. So that's nice. 1, 2, 3. Nothing on this side with the exception of the water bottle holder, which is got a little elastic in the back and a drain hole in the bottom so anything spills. It does have some elastic in it, but if you put stuff here, there's a pocket on the inside that really becomes unusable just because this pocket is not super huge. The 18-ounce Yeti is about the biggest you could fit in there. Now, accessible from the front and top is some of these internal pockets. So we'll get to that here a little bit later, but there's really two main areas. There's this front expandable area, more about that later, and then this back clamshell. But externally, those are the only couple pockets that you have access to. This one here, the one on the side. On the side, like I said earlier, it's a dual use because it does open up to the inside. And so the inside part of the pocket, I've got a Mighty pouch from Garage Built Gear in here, but you could put something else on the outside. It is big enough for your phone. Actually, is it big enough for your phone? Yeah, it's big enough for your phone, barely, for the max size iPhone. So you can put it there, put it in front. I honestly, if you unzip this front folded over area, unzip that pocket there. There's some pockets on the inside. There's one mesh pocket, which we'll show more later, but that's kind of also a good one for the iPhone, if that, especially in that max size. Now, additionally, we've got the compression straps in the front, which can be completely removed with these G hooks, and they've got little clips everywhere that, and again, this is just, you know, put stuff in there or let it expand and reattach this to kind of compress this whole fold down. That would be cool. Or you just totally remove them if you wanted. But if you remove them, this front flap's just going to kind of be everywhere. And so you may not want to do that. Although it is attached at the bottom and the top to kind of hold it in place, I think you definitely want the compression straps on there. Now, one little negative about this build compared to others, now I do applaud the fact that they have strap keepers everywhere because that just allows this to be more mobile, motorcycle, bicycle, because you're going to retain the straps. They're not going to be flying all over the place. However, they're these little clip style, which to me are just a pain in the neck and are going to, they're just not very useful. I prefer the elastic keepers personally, but those things are there to keep things cinched down and be out of your way. Already talked about the side pockets, and again, before I dive into this front part, which is going to be its whole section, let's talk about the back panel, which the reason this one appeals to me long term is beyond the utility and the style of this is this back panel. The density of the foam is just spot on, and it's breathable. I like the design. It's very, very comfortable. Now, you're not gonna put a ton of stuff in here because 17 to 20 liters is not a ton of room, but what you put in here, you're gonna be able to wear this thing all day and it's gonna be breathable. There's a luggage pass-through, which also makes this useful for me because, again, on my rollerboard, which I hate to do except for work, I'll be able to slide this thing on the top, and this can be the mobile studio, laptop, everything else, camera-wise, to just go and do what I want to on the move. So I like that. There is a waist belt, and the only reason I left it in here was because I wanted to show you it was here. Front clip, really cool. Only useful, I would think, if you're on a bicycle, leaned over and you want to keep this thing attached to you and not bouncing all over the place. But for me, I'm going to remove that immediately. The front has a sternum strap with a little bit of give in it. I like the ones in this EDC mode that have this little sort of shock absorber, if you will, with some elastic in there, so it just makes it more comfortable. I only need the rigid ones when I'm rucking, which I wouldn't do with this one. Now, this one has a buckle style with a whistle. Cool. That's more of an adventure outdoor style, so it's kind of odd to be in an EDC, but again, you could use this thing for everything. I personally will probably remove this and upgrade to a Thermal Works one, just really become a fan of their work with the fidlock attachments. So that is pretty cool. Some D-rings to further customize your load. Shoulder straps are awesome, very breathable, very similar to the padding in here. And again, when I wore this thing around, super, super comfortable. AquaGuard zippers everywhere. And so we really have, now that we've talked about the outside, beginning to end, we'll talk about one more thing, and then we'll get to the two compartments. Standability is pretty low with this bag. I have it sort of packed out and it's just not gonna stand. You're gonna have to really fill out the bottom of this bag to make it stand, just because it's a more narrow profile. I like this the way it is. I don't personally care that it doesn't stand, but some might. Now, this front flap, we'll talk about the top to bottom, is again attached at the bottom around to the front with just a standard buckle. with an elastic keeper. Cool. But anyway, that is attached to the bottom, and on the top we have this folded over fidlock. Again, I love fidlocks. But you just undo that, and that releases this top section. So again, that's where this tip comes from, is this folded over section. Now that I've removed and unclipped it from both the top and the bottom, let's undo these compression straps, and the rest of this sort of unfolds. So you can kind of see that. It's kind of a folded over mess. There's a pocket. It's kind of a folded over piece there. The pocket's over here. AquaGuard zippers everywhere, like I've already said. And inside this is your expanded section. Now unzipped, it reveals the whole inside. Now this, to me, on an EDC load or even light travel, you would be your clothes. For me, it's too small for a weekend mode, but for me on the go, a little light packable jacket in there, maybe a rain jacket, and then it sort of reveals what's on the inside. Now, first of all, let's talk about and reveal this material. Again, it's that orange recycled ripstop with an orange camo, which I think is really, really awesome and really cool. Now, although otherwise, inside are two pockets, which are going to be hard to see. Well, actually, there is one easy way to show you this, and that is to unzip this whole section, which again is kind of a weird little piece to this, but again, you can use this bag in multiple different ways. So I unzip this, the whole thing falls away, and it reveals the inside area. And again, like I showed you when it was standing up, I can use this pocket here for my iPhone. It fits in there perfectly, and it's a stretchy, meshy pocket. There's another pocket down below, which I didn't really have a use for, but you could put maybe passport, keys, cash, that kind of thing if you're on the go. So there we go. Two pockets on the inside, and again, this little kind of hood area, just AquaGuard zippers all the way around, back to the top. And there you go. So pretty cool. Again, this is the expansion area, so this is where I'm going to keep my light jacket on the go. Something I'm not going to maybe need, and if I needed, I could get to pretty quickly. Otherwise, that's how this thing attaches. Pretty neat. I do like the style of this bag for what it does. And it's a perfect tech hauler. And really, you're like, well, where's all the tech? The tech's in the last section. Again, I had a camera on the outside before we get too deep into it. A little tough to get in and out. Gonna have to wrench it around. But again, for me, this is gonna be almost a mobile studio bag. Carry camera gear and the laptop, just kind of go everywhere and do anything. In fact, that's what I'm planning to do the next couple of weeks, is use this bag exclusively. Otherwise, like I've kind of already said, the main compartment, and you know, this is the attached area, I would say, with that fold over. This other main area unzips with AquaGuard all the way around the corner, sort of unfolds to reveal the inside. So let's just go total open kimono on this one, because you can just see all of the space. In the top, or really in the front of the bag, where it's got most of the volume, you have this big stretchy pocket. You have this one other internal pocket. It's no elastic in there. And again, remember what I said, the water bottle? If you take this thing out, then you can use this pocket. But really, and even I try to put my memory card case in here, even with just that, I had a tough time getting this water bottle in. So it's really a one or the other, in my opinion. With the water bottle in there, again, this is the 18 ounce. It kind of makes that pocket unusable. This side is again another little stretchy pocket with a drawstring like we had on the outside, but this one fits the Garage Built Gear Mighty pouch, and that's the pocket that we saw in the front. So you can put some stuff in here and be able to access it from the other side. It's kind of a layered approach in there with this divider in the middle, but again, pretty cool. Fits this one perfectly. And it just secures it. So that's a microphone in there if you wanted to know what was in there. This other big area, big pocket, stretchy, meshy, just like the front, perfect for the Cap 1 from Evergoods. This is the Phoenix edition, or really anything bigger than that. Now, with all these things sort of packed out, it kind of leaves an awkward volume left. So yeah, you could put some bigger things in there. This is a Notorious pouch, all good pouch, with some cool patches on it. This one is pretty cool. but that's really a sort of a pushed out area. Kind of see in here, you could fit a bigger one in there that was kind of just sitting in the bottom, but depends on what you put on the upper section or the back panel. So really, you could put some more stuff in here. Absolutely. This front panel is where all the tech lived, going from front to back. We have 2 mesh pockets, big enough for your charging bricks. This has got the Magic Mouse inside, and that's pretty much it. The next level down, we have 4 pockets, 2 a little bit wider and 2 pen flashlight pockets. So it's got a little MiFi in it. Then we've got a hard drive, which is honestly all the way pushed in, so it doesn't go terribly deep. This Samsung little SSD, and we've got this Carryology flashlight, which is awesome. Totally love that thing. And then this has got the Apple pencils. That's how deep the second level down. The third level down, big enough for, in this case, the iPad and a protective case. Super nice. And then the bigger area with this nice little guide-in flap fits a laptop. This is a 13-inch MacBook Pro. 14-inch would fit perfectly. Anything bigger than that, you're gonna be pushing the boundaries, I would think, but it might fit. Now, the awesome part about this is, again, this is your tech hauler. When this thing is kind of closed most of the way up with these AquaGuard zippers, you can access any of that stuff on the back panel relatively easily just by sitting this in the chair next to you, opening up that zipper right out with the laptop. Very easy to get to all stuff. And these things are perfectly, and I say perfectly because it's at least 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches of elevation for both the iPad and the laptop sleeve. So it's super cool. And again, I just love this guiding flap that just gives it, it's kind of a no-brainer. You definitely know where that sucker is going. Elevated and protected. One of the best elevated protected pockets I've seen in a while. And again, that orange camo in there is pretty cool. Label on the top, Echo Pack, recycled labels, all super, super cool. So there you go. That's the Cotobell cross type. Really, really like this one. It takes a little bit of time to kind of wrap your brain around how it's all laid out and how you would use it perfectly. But for me, I think I'll start to really live out of this thing. Just because its size is perfect for everything that I want to carry, from camera gear, laptops, etc. I think it's a perfect EDC bag. It's a perfect accessory bag if you're going to travel. This is where all the tech lives, and maybe you've got a duffel or something else with you that carries all the clothes and all the other boring stuff, but all the cool stuff would be in the cross type from Cotobell. Love this thing. Like the style. And you might like a little more color, and then you would want to check out the other 2 that are there. So cool. One thing I didn't mention, so I'll do that before I wrap it up. Nice, very, very nice and padded handle on the top. So that's the only other handle besides that. And this pass-through, which could be used as a grab handle. But there you go. Super awesome, super cool. Plan to use this in the next couple weeks as my mobile studio. It is what it is. If you like this video, got some value out of it, please give it a thumbs up. It helps other people find my videos, helps me share my love of the outdoors and bags to get you out of your house and on the road to doing whatever you want to do. There you go. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next video. We're going to get outside, get on the road. We got a lot of travel coming up, so you'll see more videos from places other than this studio. Hope to see you in the next one.